Quality a la 20th century has paid off. Indeed, the work of the previous gurus, such as Deming and Juran, has helped industry and public sector organizations and the whole world as such conquer the problems of variation, establish smooth work patterns, and deliver consistent and reliable products and services to the customers. So what have we learned? We've learned to conquer variation, to minimize error, to build predictive patterns of work, to rely on the input of process owners or individuals, to innovate and stimulate human inquiry capabilities for projects, for improvement, for optimization. And also we've learned to build linkages so that the value chain is very much driven by the contribution of everyone. We've also learned that quality has to be driven top-down, is a part and parcel of strategic planning, and also to deploy it at all levels in a meaningful way and create total alignment. So quality orientation is real, and now we don't have to speak about predictable deliveries for products and services because we have become accustomed to it. In addition, the measurability of quality has given organizations the confidence to plan in a better way, to move more long-term into their forecasts and their intentions and their ambitions. And also we learned that quality can build a competitive advantage. So, what have we achieved with quality in the 20th century? The Juran trilogy, for instance, has created a global discipline about planning for quality with customer in mind, with clear deliverables in mind, and with an identification of needs in mind, and then deploying those needs and those specifications in the form of converting them into meaningful outcomes, tangible outcomes, such as products and services. And the Juran philosophy, based on his trilogy, states that when quality deviates from the norm, it has to be corrected. So quality control as a philosophy was instigated to cope with variation, to minimize error, and to create consistency and a pattern that is predictable, more or less. And thirdly, the Juran trilogy also has taught us that once you have a standard that is predictable, quality improvement kicks in. And that means that through innovative solutions, through the work of teams and individuals, quality can be improved all the time and standards can be raised. That is how we can create a culture of learning and innovation within an organization. This philosophy has helped propel the quality movement in all facets of the economy and all walks of life, and it has served us very well. The question now is that as we move deeper into an era of internet-based work patterns and also more and more dependency on IT as a means for adding value and doing transactions and working from a virtual basis as opposed to the conventional approach of physical environments, the brick and mortar principle, quality becomes more of a challenge. Indeed, what the internet has provided the world of business with is an opportunity to be more open, more reachable, more accessible. And it has also allowed the customer to be in the driving seat. So in a sense, the paradigm of business has moved from a push perspective where products and services are prepared, optimized, checked before they reach the customer. Now the mindset is more of the customer mixing and matching, choosing, selecting, and putting together their own individualized solutions, if we can call it that way. So the pull perspective requires a new approach to quality. In addition, as standards have become more predictable and as the divide between those pioneers in quality and the rest of the league gets narrowed, we need a new, fresh approach to making competitive quality more powerful. Over the last 16 years, we have been pioneering on quality for the 21st century. And we have just launched a new philosophy, which is a continuation of the Juran's trilogy that we have coined as the Excellence Tetralogy, or Big Q, quality for the 21st century. The Excellence Tetralogy is based on 4 fundamentals. The first one is what we refer to as Gutsy Leadership. And this means that leaders for the 21st century are those individuals or those teams of leaders who are expected to maintain the constancy of purpose as advocated by the previous gurus, but also they are also expected to create continuity of business through growth, through innovation. Indeed, now leaders must grow something, otherwise they cannot be referred to as good leaders. The second fundamental of the Excellence Tetralogy is to have distinctive capability. Businesses aspire to build strength, to build capability, and to renew their knowledge base, and also to grow talent that can enable them basically deliver continually, consistently, and in a dependable manner. However, for the 21st century, distinctive capabilities are not singular capabilities. They are based on the interface between various capabilities, and the management of distinctive capability has to be through building synergy and building integration in all aspects of the value chain. Not only are organizations expected, for example, to have quality orientation, not only are they expected to have service orientation, not only are they expected to have process orientation, they are also to be market oriented, and also they have to have the learning impetus, learning orientation. If innovation is going to be the fuel for the 21st century for drawing a competitive advantage, they also have to have innovation orientation. And we have identified in total 13 capabilities that need to be pulled together in order to give this distinctive capability. The third fundamental of our Excellence Tetralogy is the inspired customer. As stated previously, the inspired customer is the customer in the driving seat. It is the customer who gets involved, who wants to be engaged, the customer who would like to have a unique experience. The tribal customer who really wants the for me only kind of demand from their providers. And the customer who seeks to have an input from an advocacy perspective, an intimacy perspective. The internet provides these possibilities, and businesses that aspire to achieve in the 21st century and draw huge competitive advantages, they can do so by realizing that the theme of the inspired customer is real. And fourthly, the fourth fundamental is sustainable business. That is to say that the continuity of business that Gutsy Leadership must ensure depends not only on a business ability to produce effective results, to meet targets, to achieve a competitive advantage, to be a benchmark. That is all very well, but it is not sufficient. Sustainable business means to have, businesses must have an integrated perspective where they move from shareholder to a stakeholder perspective, where they integrate aspects related to the demands on them from their shareholders, from the immediate stakeholders, from the community, from the global business community, and from a wider societal perspective. All of these stakeholders will have an expectation from a business organization, and all of them would need to be integrated in a meaningful way. And the general impact that is achieved has to touch all of these stakeholders in an appropriate manner. So the fourth fundamental is sustainable business. So the Excellence Tetralogy is the philosophy for the future, for the 21st century. It is current because it is based on the recognition that technology is a key driver for modern management thinking. It is also suitable for our era because it acknowledges that the transactions of the 21st century are more likely to be based on knowledge rather than physical assets. And also it puts the customer at the forefront in terms of drivability of value, redefinition of the value formula, but also the power of choice, the power of selection. So moving from customer satisfaction to a customer-centric culture, to what we can call customerization, i.e. to identify with individual customers and provide them with the, for me, only package is a way forward for excellence and for quality to continue to serve the global business community for the 21st century.